My friends, there is a force in this universe that listens not just to your words, but to the depth of your intention, the fire of your spirit, the unwavering commitment in your heart. Some call it prayer, some call it energy, some call it sheer willpower. But whatever you name it, one thing is certain. When you align yourself completely, life cannot help but respond. The problem is, most people pray, but they do not know how to stay. They wish, but they do not commit. They want, but they do not persist. And when things don't happen instantly, they quit, they complain, they doubt. That is not prayer, that is bargaining, that is hesitation. Prayer is not just about sitting in one place, closing your eyes, and uttering a few words. It is not about whispering wishes into the void, hoping that some unseen force will suddenly take pity on you and grant your desires. No, prayer is much more than that. It is a state of being, a total immersion of your mind, body, and spirit into a singular focus, a deep-rooted alignment with what you seek. When you truly pray, it is not about asking, it is about becoming. It is not about words, it is about presence. It is not about hoping, it is about knowing. Most people misunderstand prayer because they think of it as a transaction. They believe that if they ask for something enough times, if they kneel down and beg, then maybe, just maybe, they will receive what they want. But prayer is not a business deal. It is not a negotiation. It is not a desperate plea to something outside of you. The moment you think you have to beg for something, you are already telling the universe that you do not have it. And if you declare yourself lacking, then life will only show you more lack. Prayer is not about reminding existence of what you do not have. It is about declaring with absolute conviction what is already yours in the grand scheme of things. It is about tuning your entire being into the reality of that which you seek, aligning every thought, every emotion, every breath with that vision. Imagine a seed buried in the earth. It does not question whether it will grow. It does not doubt. It does not sit in fear, wondering if the sun will rise, if the rain will fall. It simply becomes what it was always meant to be. It aligns with the natural forces of life, and in that alignment, it breaks through the soil and reaches for the sky. Prayer must be the same. It is not about standing in uncertainty, hoping that life will deliver what you ask. It is about dissolving that separation between you and your goal, about becoming so in tune with your own vision that reality has no choice but to reflect it back to you. The reason most people's prayers go unanswered is not because the universe is cruel or indifferent. It is because their prayers are filled with doubt, hesitation, and contradiction. One moment they pray for success, and the next moment they allow fear to take over their thoughts. One moment they ask for love, and the next they act out of insecurity. They pray with their words, but their hearts, minds, and actions are in complete opposition to what they claim to want. But prayer does not work this way. It is not enough to simply speak your desires into existence. You must live them into existence. If you want success, you must think, act, and move like someone who is already on the path to success. If you want love, you must first become love. If you want health, you must align your actions with vitality. Prayer is not just what you say when you close your eyes. It is how you live when you open them. There is a reason why some people seem to attract what they want effortlessly, while others struggle. It is not luck. It is not magic. It is alignment. And when someone is deeply connected to their vision, when their thoughts, emotions, and actions move in a single direction without hesitation, they create a powerful force that life cannot ignore. This is the real secret of prayer. Not the words, not the rituals, not the desperate pleas, but the absolute certainty that what you seek is already yours. When this level of alignment is achieved, prayer is no longer something you do. It is something you are. It radiates from you, it flows through you, and the world in its infinite intelligence responds accordingly. Most people pray like beggars. They sit down, fold their hands, close their eyes, and start asking, "Please give me this. Please make that happen. Please change my life." They think if they ask hard enough, if they plead sincerely enough, then some unseen force will take pity on them and grant their wishes. But this is not how life works. This is not how the universe responds. This is not how real transformation happens. Because the moment you beg, you are already admitting that you are separate from what you want. You are confirming your own lack. You are reinforcing the very gap that you are trying to bridge. You are telling existence, "I do not have this." And when you do that, life will simply reflect back to you more of what you already believe. Prayer is not about asking from a place of emptiness. It is not about pleading from a state of desperation. It is not about making the universe feel sorry for you. Prayer is about alignment. It is about becoming. It is about stepping into the energy, the mindset, and the reality of what you seek before it even arrives. When you truly understand this, your entire approach to prayer changes. You stop looking up to the sky and start looking within, and the sky start looking within. You stop asking for something to be given to you, and you start embodying the very thing you want. If you pray for success, but you spend your days in laziness and doubt, you are contradicting your own prayer. If you pray for love, but you carry insecurity, fear, and resentment in your heart, you are pushing love away. If you pray for strength, but your thoughts are filled with weakness and self-pity, you are moving in the opposite direction of what you claim to want. Most people pray one way but live another. They send out one message to the universe with their words and a completely different message with their actions. And then they wonder why nothing changes. Imagine a person who wants to be a great musician but never picks up an instrument. They sit and pray, "Please make me talented. Please let me be successful." But they never practice. They never commit. They never take action. What kind of response do they expect from life? Do they think that one day they will wake up and magically play like a master? It does not work this way. Because the truth is, life does not respond to what you ask. It responds to what you become. If that person truly wanted to be a musician, their prayer should not be words alone. Their prayer should be the hours they spend practicing, the hours they spend. Their prayer should be the passion they put into their craft. Their prayer should be the discipline they bring to their journey every single day. And this is true for everything in life. You do not attract what you ask for. You attract what you embody. You do not receive what you wish for. You receive what you prepare for. If you want to be successful, stop asking for success and start moving like someone who's already on that path. If you want confidence, stop begging for it and start stepping into situations that force you to grow. If you want happiness, stop hoping for it and start living in a way that creates joy. The universe does not grant favors. It does not pick and choose who it blesses. It simply mirrors back to you the energy that you put out. The people who succeed, the ones who seem to have everything fall into place for them, are not lucky. They have simply aligned themselves so deeply with their vision that there is no separation between what they are and what they want. They do not wait for the world to change. They become the change. They do not beg for transformation. They transform themselves. They do not sit in lack. They step into abundance even before they physically have it. You see, there is a very subtle but powerful shift that happens when you stop praying like a beggar and start praying like a creator. Beggars believe that what they want is outside of them, something they must plead for, something they must hope will come to them. But creators know that what they want is already within them, something they must bring out, something they must cultivate, something they must become. Beggars wait. creators act. Beggars hope, creators know. Beggars ask for doors to open. Creators build the doors themselves. The difference between these two approaches is everything. Because when you ask and ask, but do not become, you remain stuck in a cycle of wanting. You are always waiting, always looking for something outside of yourself to change. But when you become, when you align, when you step fully into the energy of what you want, the waiting ends. The separation disappears. The universe is no longer something you are trying to convince. It is something that is responding to your certainty. This is why some people pray for years and nothing happens, while others simply decide, commit, and things begin to move. It is not because one person is more favored than the other. It is not because life is unfair. It is because the ones who get results are not just asking. They are stepping into what they want. They are thinking like it, acting like it, moving like it every single day. They are no longer separate from their desires. They are their desires in motion. So when you pray, do not pray from a place of lack. Do not pray with desperation. Do not pray as if you are waiting for something to be given to you. Pray with your being. Pray with your choices. Pray with your discipline. Pray with the way you carry yourself, with the way you think, with the way you act. Because prayer is not about asking. It is about aligning. It's not about asking. It is about aligning. And when you align so deeply that you become what you seek, life has no choice but to meet you there. Faith is not blind. Faith is not about believing in something without reason, without logic, without proof. Faith is not a desperate leap into the dark, hoping that somehow, some way, things will work out. Faith is not an illusion, nor is it wishful thinking. True faith is not weak. It is not a crutch for those who cannot think for themselves. True faith is the highest form of clarity, the deepest form of knowing. It is not about ignoring reality. It is about shaping reality. It is not about waiting for proof. It is about moving forward with such certainty that proof becomes irrelevant. Most people misunderstand faith. They think it means trusting in something even when there is no evidence. They believe it is about convincing themselves to believe even when their mind tells them otherwise. But that is not faith. That is self-deception. Real faith does not come from ignoring doubt. It comes from dissolving doubt completely. It is not about forcing yourself to believe in something. It is about knowing so deeply that belief is no longer needed. Faith is not an act of hope. It is an act of power. It is a force so strong, so unshakable, that once you have it, the universe itself must respond. Look at nature. Does a bird have faith before it takes flight? It does not sit on a branch wondering if the air will hold it. It does not analyze whether its wings will work. It simply flies. It does not hesitate. It does not question. It does not need reassurance. It knows. That is faith. Faith is when the knowing is so deep, so absolute, that no second thought is needed. It is when every fiber of your being is aligned with a singular truth. It is when doubt no longer exists because certainty has replaced it entirely. Faith is the foundation upon which all great things are built. No invention, no creation, no discovery, no breakthrough has ever happened without faith. When an artist begins to paint, they must have faith in the vision they see in their mind before a single stroke touches the canvas. When an architect designs a building, they must have faith in the structure before the first brick is laid. When an entrepreneur builds a business, they must have faith in their idea before the world validates it. Every great achievement begins with someone who had faith, not in the world, not in luck, not in external forces, but in themselves, in their vision, in the inevitability of what they were creating. The problem is most people have been taught the wrong kind of faith. They have been told to just believe without ever being taught how to cultivate real faith. They are told to trust in something outside of themselves instead of developing the inner strength to trust in their own power. And because of this, their faith is weak, fragile, and easily broken. The moment a challenge arises, the moment they face an obstacle, the moment things do not go exactly as they hoped, their faith crumbles. They start to doubt, they start to question, they start to look for signs, for reassurance, for something outside of themselves to prove that they are on the right path. But true faith does not need signs. It does not need validation. It does not waver in the face of difficulty. True faith stands unshaken, unmoved, undisturbed. Think about a mountain. No matter how strong the wind blows, no matter how heavy the storm rages, the mountain does not move. It does not shake. It does not tremble. It remains exactly where it is, unbothered, unaffected. That is what faith must be. So deep, so immovable that nothing can shake it. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who are the most talented. They are not the ones who have the most resources. They are not the ones who have the easiest path. They are the ones who have unshakable faith. The ones who do not flinch. The ones who do not allow fear to enter their mind. The ones who are so certain, so deeply aligned with their vision that nothing, not failure, not setbacks, not opposition, can make them stop. Faith is not about waiting for things to happen. It is not about sitting still and hoping. It is about moving with absolute certainty. It is about walking as if the road is already built even before you see it. It is about taking the first step even when the destination is not yet visible. It is about knowing with every part of your being that what you seek is already yours. It is just a matter of time. The difference between those who achieve and those who do not is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is not privilege. It is faith. The ones who succeed are the ones who move forward with such unshakable certainty that the world has no choice but to rearrange itself around them. But here is the mistake most people make. They confuse faith with wishful thinking. Wishful thinking is weak, it is fragile, it disappears the moment difficulty appears. It is the kind of thinking that says, I hope this happens, but if it does not, I will try something else. That is not faith. Faith does not leave room for doubt. Faith does not say, faith says it is done. There is a world of difference between the person who hopes something will happen and the person who knows it will happen. The first one waits. The second one creates. The first one doubts. The second one moves forward with power. The first one is at the mercy of circumstance. The second one bends circumstance to their will. The mind is a powerful thing. It shapes reality. It determines what is possible and what is not. If you do not have faith, you are already defeated before you begin, because without faith, hesitation enters. And the moment hesitation enters, energy is lost. The moment you doubt, you slow down. The moment you second guess, you weaken your own force. And when your force is weak, the world does not move for you. But when your faith is absolute, when your knowing is beyond question, you become unstoppable. You become a force that nothing can resist. You become someone who bends reality to their will, not someone who is bent by reality. Faith is the difference between those who live extraordinary lives and those who remain stuck in mediocrity. It is the difference between those who create history and those who are forgotten. It is the difference between those who make their dreams a reality and those who spend their lives wondering what if. And the greatest tragedy is that most people do not even realize that faith is not something external. It is not something given to you. It is something you cultivate. It is something you build. It is something you strengthen every single day with your thoughts, your actions, your decisions. Because faith is not about waiting. It is about walking forward, even when you do not see the path. Faith is not about hoping. It is about knowing so deeply, so absolutely that nothing, no force in this world can make you question it. Faith is not blind. It is the clearest vision a person can have. Most people do not understand patience. They think patience is about waiting, about sitting still, about doing nothing until life decides to give them what they want. They think patience is a passive thing, a weakness, a lack of action. But true patience is not weakness, it is power. True patience is not about waiting, it is about unwavering persistence. True patience is not about doing nothing, it is about doing everything necessary again and again, without frustration, without doubt, without hesitation, until what you seek becomes reality. The biggest mistake people make is that they attach a timeline to their desires. They think, if it does not happen in 6 months, then maybe it is not meant to be. They think, if I do not see results right now, then maybe I should stop. They pray for something, they work for it, and when they do not see immediate results, they start to lose faith, they start to question, they start to look for shortcuts. And when those shortcuts fail, they give up. But this is not patience. This is conditional effort. This is effort that is only willing to persist as long as results come quickly. But patience does not work this way. Real patience does not care about time. Real patience does not flinch when things take longer than expected. Real patience stays, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many failures happen along the way. Look at nature. When a tree is planted, does it complain that it takes too long to grow? Does it compare itself to other trees? Does it doubt whether it will ever reach the sky? No, it simply does what it must do every day without fail. It reaches for the sun. It absorbs water. It strengthens its roots. It grows at its own pace, without doubt, without fear, without frustration. And one day, without even realizing it, it has become something powerful, something unshakable, something immense. But what if the tree stopped growing just because it did not see results in the first few weeks? What if it gave up halfway? That is what most people do. They stop before the transformation is complete. They stop because they do not see immediate proof that their effort is working. They stop because they expect life to bend to their timeline instead of bending themselves to the rhythm of life. Patience is not about waiting. It is about trusting the process. It is about knowing deep within you that every effort, every moment, every step you take is adding up, even if you cannot see the results right now. It is about being so committed to your path that time does not scare you. It is about being so dedicated to your vision that delays do not discourage you. Because the truth is, everything takes time. Every great thing, every meaningful success, every deep transformation, it all takes time. And the only ones who reach it are the ones who are willing to endure, the ones who are willing to stay, no matter how many storms come, no matter how many times they fall, no matter how long it takes. But here is what most people get wrong. They think patience means doing nothing while waiting. They think patience is passive. But patience is not passive. It is active. It is the quiet, unshakable determination to keep moving forward even when nothing seems to be happening. It is the ability to keep putting in effort even when results are invisible. It is the willingness to do the same thing with the same energy, with the same passion every single day, without frustration, without anxiety, without losing faith, because you know that every drop of effort is shaping the reality that is coming. Look at the most successful people in any field, the greatest athletes, the greatest entrepreneurs, the greatest artists, the greatest minds. They all have one thing in common: relentless patience. They did not expect overnight success. They did not get frustrated when things took longer than expected. They did not give up just because the world did not immediately recognize their worth. They understood that mastery takes time. They understood that anything truly valuable cannot be rushed. They understood that patience is not about sitting back. It is about pushing forward, without doubt, without hesitation, without fear. A person who truly understands patience is unstoppable, because they are not moved by temporary difficulties. They are not discouraged by slow progress. They are not shaken by time. They do not need instant results to stay motivated. Their motivation comes from within. Their motivation comes from knowing that what they are working for is worth it, no matter how long it takes. And because of this, they keep going. They keep refining their craft. They keep building their strength. They keep planting the seeds, watering them, nurturing them, knowing that one day the harvest will come. Most people fail not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack patience. They start something with excitement, with energy, with enthusiasm, but when things do not happen quickly, they start to doubt. They start to wonder if it is worth it. They start to think about quitting. And the moment they quit, they lose everything. Not because they were not capable, not because they were not deserving, but because they did not give it enough time. If only they had stayed a little longer. If only they had pushed a little harder. If only they had trusted the process just a little more. How many dreams are lost simply because people give up too soon? How many goals remain incomplete simply because people let impatience turn into doubt? The truth is, anything worth having requires patience. Anything worth building takes time. And if you do not understand this, if you are always looking for the fastest way, the easiest way, the shortcut, you will never build anything lasting. If you were looking for the fastest way, the easiest way, the shortcut, you will never build anything lasting, because the things that come quickly also disappear quickly. The things that are rushed are always weak, but the things that are built with patience, with persistence, with endurance, those things last forever. Look at the mountains, look at the rivers, look at the forests. These things were not created overnight. They were shaped by time, by effort, by an unstoppable force that never rushed, that never hesitated, that never gave up. That is the kind of patience you need, the kind of patience that does not shake, the kind of patience that does not break, the kind of patience that does not need immediate proof, because it knows beyond any doubt that what is meant to be will be. Patience is not waiting. Patience is becoming. Patience is the daily commitment to your vision, no matter how slow it seems, no matter how far the goal appears, no matter how many obstacles stand in the way. Because in the end, the ones who reach the top are not the ones who had the best opportunities, the best luck, the best talent. They are the ones who simply refused to quit, the ones who had the patience to endure, the ones who kept walking, kept climbing, kept believing, even when there was no sign that they were close. Because the truth is, the moment most people give up is usually the moment just before everything was about to change. And that is why patience is power. That is why patience is everything. It is the difference between those who succeed and those who never see their dreams come to life. Because the ones who stay, the ones who persist, the ones who refuse to let time discourage them, those are the ones who always, always win. Doubt is the silent killer of dreams. It creeps in slowly, disguised as logic, disguised as caution, disguised as wisdom. It does not announce itself loudly. It whispers in the back of your mind, planting tiny seeds of hesitation. What if this does not work? What if I am not good enough? What if I fail? At first, these thoughts seem harmless. They feel like simple questions. But if you entertain them, if you allow them to take root, they grow into something much bigger. They turn into hesitation, they turn into fear, they turn into complete paralysis, and before you know it, doubt has stolen your momentum, stolen your courage, stolen your ability to act. The most dangerous thing about doubt is that it does not need to be strong to stop you. A small doubt is enough. A tiny hesitation is enough. It does not take a storm to sink a ship. A small hole is enough to let the water in. And once that water starts coming in, once that doubt starts growing, it will not stop until it drowns everything. People think that failure is what stops them, but failure does not stop people. Doubt does. Because failure is a lesson. Failure is experience. Failure is proof that you tried. But doubt stops you before you even try. Doubt keeps you stuck in your mind, trapped between possibilities that you will never explore, paralyzed by fears that are not even real. Where does doubt come from? It comes from fear. It comes from uncertainty. It comes from the mind's desperate need for security, for guarantees, for reassurance that everything will work out. But life does not come with guarantees. Nothing worth having comes with certainty. There will always be risk. There will always be the unknown. There will always be a reason to hesitate, to wait, to second guess. And if you allow yourself to entertain these reasons, you will never move forward, because the mind is an expert at creating excuses. It will always find a reason to doubt. It will always find a reason to delay. It will always find a reason to keep you exactly where you are. Look at the people who never step outside their comfort zone. Look at the ones who live their whole lives playing it safe, doing only what is familiar, only what feels secure. They never take risks. They never chase their dreams. They never step into the unknown. Why? Because doubt has convinced them that it is too dangerous, too risky, too uncertain. And so they stay small, they stay stagnant, they live half lives, never fully realizing their potential, never truly feeling alive, because doubt has kept them locked in a prison of hesitation. But here is the truth. Doubt is a liar. It makes you believe in limits that do not exist. It makes you fear things that are not real. It makes you shrink yourself even though you are meant to expand. It tells you that you are not ready, that you are not capable, that you are not enough. And if you listen to it, if you believe it, it will control you. It will dictate every choice you make. It will determine how far you go. It will decide what kind of life you live. But the moment you refuse to entertain doubt, the moment you see it for what it really is, a trick of the mind, you become free. Doubt cannot survive where there is certainty. Doubt cannot exist where there is absolute conviction. This is why the most successful people in the world are not always the most intelligent, not always the most skilled, not always the most privileged, but they are always the ones who have the strongest belief in themselves. They do not allow doubt to make decisions for them. They do not let hesitation take control. They act even when they do not feel ready. They move even when fear is present. They trust even when the path is unclear. And because of this, they break through barriers that others never even attempt to face. But most people do not do this. Most people wait. They wait for the doubt to disappear before they take action. They wait for confidence to magically appear before they start. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect sign, the perfect situation. But that moment never comes. That confidence never appears. That certainty never arrives. Because confidence is not something you wait for, it is something you create. And the only way to create it is to act in spite of doubt, to move forward even when your mind tells you to stop, to take the step, even when fear tells you to turn back. Doubt does not disappear before action. It disappears because of action. When you move, when you take risks, when you face challenges, you prove to yourself that doubt was an illusion. You prove that the fear was never real. You prove that you are capable of more than you thought. And every time you do this, every time you take action despite doubt, you weaken its power over you. You build a new belief, one that says, I can, I will, I must. And this belief is stronger than any doubt, any fear, any hesitation. But this is something most people never realize. They think doubt is a sign that they should stop. They think it is a warning that they are not ready. But doubt is not a warning. It is a challenge. It is an opportunity. It is the universe asking you, do you really want this? Are you willing to fight for this? Are you strong enough to overcome your own mind? And the ones who answer with action, the ones who move forward despite the doubt, are the ones who rise above the rest. They are the ones who reach levels that others only dream of. They are the ones who create lives of greatness while others remain stuck in hesitation. The question is, which one will you be? Will you be the person who lets doubt control them, who lets hesitation hold them back, who spends their life wondering, what if? Or will you be the person who acts, who moves, who refuses to let fear dictate their destiny? Because the truth is, you will never feel completely ready. You will never have all the answers. You will never reach a point where there is no risk, no fear, no uncertainty. But none of that matters. What matters is whether you are willing to take action anyway. Because in the end, doubt is just a thought. It has no real power. It only has the power you give it. And the moment you decide to stop feeding it, the moment you choose to trust yourself instead, is the moment you take control of your life. The moment you stop letting hesitation decide your future. The moment you become unstoppable. Faith is not just believing when things are easy. It is not just trusting when the path is clear. It is not just hoping when there are signs of progress. Faith is the ability to believe even when everything around you tells you to give up. It is the strength to trust even when nothing seems to be working. It is the power to hold on even when your hands are shaking, even when your heart is tired, even when your mind is filled with doubts. Real faith does not depend on circumstances. It does not rise and fall with the situation. It does not weaken when things take longer than expected. It does not weaken when real faith is unshakable. It is the kind of faith that stands tall in the face of obstacles, that remains firm in the middle of storms, that refuses to break even when everything seems to be falling apart. Most people think faith is a feeling. They think it is something that comes and goes, something that depends on whether things are going well or not. But faith is not a feeling. It is a choice. It is a decision to trust not just when things are easy, but especially when things are hard. It is a commitment to believe not just when there is proof, but even when there is no sign at all. Because the truth is, the most powerful kind of faith is the one that exists in complete darkness, when there is no evidence, when there is no progress, when there is nothing to hold on to except your own belief. That is when true faith is tested. That is when true faith is revealed. That is when you find out if you really believe or if your belief was only temporary, only conditional, only there when things were convenient. Look at the people who achieve the impossible, the ones who rise above every difficulty, the ones who refuse to quit no matter how many times they are knocked down. These people are not special. They do not have more luck, more talent, or more opportunities than others. The difference is their faith. They trust in their vision even when no one else sees it. They believe in their journey even when it looks like nothing is happening. They refuse to let external circumstances shake their inner confidence. And because of that, they keep moving forward, no matter how slow, no matter how tough, no matter how uncertain. And in the end, they reach their goals. Not because they never struggled, but because they never let the struggle shake their belief. But most people do not have this kind of faith. Most people give up when things take too long. They start to believe that maybe it is not meant to be. They let delays make them doubt. They let difficulties weaken their trust. And because of that, they stop too soon. They quit just before the breakthrough. They walk away just before everything was about to change. They do not fail because they were not capable. They do not fail because they were not meant for success. They fail because they lost faith too early. They fail because they allowed external circumstances to dictate their internal belief. Faith is not about ignoring reality. It is not about pretending things are easy when they are not. It is about seeing the challenge, acknowledging the struggle, and still choosing to believe. It is about knowing that the process may be hard, the journey may be long, but in the end, everything will fall into place. It is about understanding that just because you do not see the results yet does not mean they are not coming. Just because you do not feel progress does not mean it is not happening. Some things take time. Some things require patience. Some things need faith before they can become real. And the ones who are willing to believe, even before the evidence appears, are the ones who eventually see their dreams become reality. Think of a seed buried in the ground. For days, for weeks, for months, there is nothing visible. You water it, you nurture it, but on the surface, nothing seems to change. If you did not have faith, you might stop watering it. You might dig it up too soon, killing something that was about to grow. But if you have faith, if you trust the process, you keep watering it, you keep nurturing it, you keep believing, and one day, without warning, a tiny sprout appears. A sign that all the effort, all the patience, all the trust was not in vain, but it only appears for those who had the faith to keep going, even when nothing was happening. That is how life works. The results you want are growing beneath the surface. The breakthroughs you seek are developing where you cannot see them. The success you dream of is taking shape, even if it is not visible yet. But if you let doubt win, if you stop believing too soon, you will never see it. You will never experience it. You will never know how close you were. That is why faith is everything. That is why faith is the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who fall short. Because in the end, the universe does not respond to doubt. It does not reward hesitation. It does not move for those who only believe when things are easy. The universe responds to those who trust, even when there is no reason to trust. It moves for those who believe, even when there is no proof. It rewards those who refuse to give up, who refuse to let circumstances dictate their belief, who refuse to let delays destroy their confidence. Those are the people who go the farthest. Those are the people who reach the greatest heights. Those are the people who turn impossible dreams into reality. Most people live their whole lives with half-hearted faith. They believe when things are good, but they doubt when things are hard. They trust when progress is visible, but they hesitate when progress is slow. And because of that, they never experience the full power of what faith can do. The ones who believe with all their heart, the ones who trust with complete certainty, the ones who keep moving forward even when the world tells them to stop, those are the ones who create miracles. Those are the ones who defy logic, who break barriers, who achieve what others call impossible. Not because they never struggled, not because they never faced failure, but because their faith was stronger than their circumstances. Because their belief was greater than their fears. Because they refused to give up no matter how long it took. And that is the secret. That is the truth most people miss. Faith is not about waiting for proof. Faith is about creating proof. Faith is not about hoping something will happen. Faith is about knowing it will happen. Faith is not about waiting for the right moment. Faith is about deciding that every moment is the right moment. And the moment you understand this, the moment you embrace this kind of faith, is the moment you become unstoppable. Because nothing can stand in the way of a person who truly, completely, unshakably believes. Patience is not just the ability to wait. It is the ability to keep a steady mind, an unwavering spirit, and an unshakable focus while you wait. It is not about sitting idly by, hoping for things to change. It is about trusting the process, moving forward even when progress seems slow, and staying committed to the vision no matter how long it takes. In a world that craves instant gratification, patience is one of the rarest and most powerful qualities a person can possess. Because most people give up too soon. Most people want results now. They want success overnight. They want their dreams to manifest immediately. And when things take longer than expected, they get discouraged, they lose faith, they start to believe that maybe it is not meant to be. But nothing great, nothing truly worthwhile happens instantly. Every masterpiece, every great achievement, every success story is built through time, through effort, through unwavering patience. Think of a river carving through mountains. It does not happen in a day. It does not happen in a year. It takes centuries, sometimes millennia. Drop by drop, the water keeps flowing. Moment by moment, it keeps shaping the rocks. And over time, the seemingly impossible happens. The mountain bends to the will of the river, not because the river is stronger than the mountain, but because it is relentless. It never stops. It never hurries. It never questions itself. It simply keeps moving patiently, persistently, until the mountain yields. That is how patience works. It is not about doing nothing. It is about doing everything that needs to be done and trusting that the results will come in their own time. It is about understanding that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. It is about knowing that the seed you plant today will not bear fruit tomorrow. But if you keep nurturing it, if you keep showing up, if you keep doing the work, it will grow. The problem is most people do not wait long enough to see the harvest. They plant the seed, they water it for a while, and when they do not see immediate results, they stop, they walk away. They convince themselves that it was never going to work. But if only they had waited a little longer, if only they had continued to nurture what they started, they would have seen the results they were hoping for. Patience is the difference between those who succeed and those who fail. It is not talent, it is not luck, it is not intelligence, it is the ability to endure, the ability to persist, the ability to keep going when things get tough, when progress is invisible, when everything inside you wants to quit. Because the truth is, nothing tests your faith like waiting. Nothing challenges your commitment like delays. Nothing forces you to grow like the moments when you have done all you can and now you must simply trust. And those who learn to master patience, those who learn to wait without losing enthusiasm, those who learn to endure without losing faith, those are the ones who achieve the impossible. Most people misunderstand patience. They think it means passivity. They think it means sitting back and doing nothing. But patience is not about inaction. It is about controlled action. It is about doing what needs to be done without rushing the process. It is about knowing that just because you're not seeing the results today does not mean nothing is happening. It is about having the discipline to keep showing up, to keep putting in the work, to keep believing even when there is no visible proof that it is working. Because growth happens in silence. Progress happens beneath the surface. A seed does not sprout the moment you plant it. It spends weeks, sometimes months, growing roots underground before you ever see the first sign of life. But without those roots, it would never survive. Without that hidden growth, it would never be strong enough to withstand the storms. And so too in life, the moments when nothing seems to be happening are often the moments when the most important growth is taking place. The impatient never get to see this. They want immediate results. They want shortcuts. They want to skip the process. And when things take too long, they start to doubt. They start to wonder if they are on the wrong path. They start looking for an easier way. And in doing so, they sabotage themselves. They uproot their dreams before they have a chance to grow. They move from one thing to the next, never staying long enough to build anything real. They are like someone who digs a well, but stops at the first sign of difficulty and starts digging somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and then somewhere else, never realizing that if they had just kept digging in the same spot, they would have eventually struck water. Patience is not just about waiting, it is about how you wait. It is about waiting with trust, waiting with confidence, waiting with unwavering faith. It is about knowing deep in your soul that what you are working for is already yours. It just has not yet manifested. It is about understanding that delay is not denial, that waiting is not a sign to quit, that slowness does not mean failure. Everything has its own timing. The seasons do not rush. The sun does not hurry to rise. The ocean does not force its waves. Everything in nature moves in perfect rhythm, in perfect timing. And yet human beings, in their desperation for control, try to force things to happen before their time. But forcing something never works. It leads to frustration, to stress, to unnecessary struggle. The best things in life are not forced. They are allowed to unfold. They are given the space to grow naturally. They are nurtured, not rushed. And this is where true power lies. In patience, there is strength. In patience, there is wisdom. In patience, there is the ability to endure, to persist, to stay steady when others panic, to remain calm when others break down. Look at the greatest leaders, the greatest creators, the greatest achievers in history. They all had patience. They all understood that the path to greatness is not a sprint, it is a marathon. They all knew that success does not come in an instant, but in the thousands of small steps taken over time. They all embraced the idea that struggle is not a sign to stop, but a sign to keep going. And because of that, they achieved what others could not. But this kind of patience is rare. Most people cannot handle the waiting. Most people cannot handle the uncertainty. Most people cannot handle the silence, the space between effort and results. But those who can, those who master patience, become unstoppable. Because when you have patience, you do not get discouraged by slow progress. You do not quit when things take longer than expected. You do not compare your journey to others who seem to be moving faster. You trust. You persist. You keep going. And in the end, you arrive at places most people never reach. Not because you were the fastest, not because you were the luckiest, but because you had the patience to see it through. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is not about making one big effort, one grand action, or one moment of inspiration. It is about showing up every single day, no matter what. It is about putting in the work, not just when you feel like it, not just when it is easy, but even when it is hard, even when you are tired, even when nothing seems to be changing. Because real transformation does not happen in a moment. It happens in the quiet repetition of daily habits. It happens in the unseen hours when no one is watching. It happens in the discipline of doing what needs to be done over and over again until one day the results appear. But this is where most people fail. They start strong, filled with motivation, excited about the possibilities. But motivation fades, inspiration disappears, and when that happens, they stop. They look at the lack of immediate results and they get discouraged. They think that if they do not see progress right away, it must not be working. But nothing could be further from the truth. The most powerful forces in the universe do not work instantly. They work gradually, consistently, over time. A river does not carve through rock in a day, but through steady, relentless movement. A tree does not grow tall overnight, but through years of patient, consistent nourishment. And success, real lasting success, follows the same law. The problem is, most people want quick results. They want instant gratification. They want to work for a week and see a transformation. They want to exercise for a month and see their dream body. They want to start a business and become successful overnight. And when that does not happen, they quit. They tell themselves it was not meant to be. They convince themselves that maybe they are not good enough. But the truth is, they never gave themselves a real chance. They never stayed long enough to see the process work. They never understood that consistency is the secret ingredient that turns dreams into reality. Because the most powerful results come from the smallest daily actions. Success is not built in a single day, but in the thousands of days that lead up to it. It is not one moment of greatness, but a lifetime of small, disciplined efforts. The greatest musicians do not become great because they played once. They become great because they play every day. The strongest athletes do not reach the top because they trained for a month. They reach the top because they trained for years, through every setback, through every failure, through every moment of doubt. The most successful entrepreneurs do not build their businesses in an instant. They build them through relentless consistency, through daily improvement, through an unshakable commitment to their vision. But most people do not have this kind of consistency. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They do things when they feel like it, and when they do not feel like it, they stop. They wait for motivation to return. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for inspiration. But consistency does not wait for the perfect moment. It creates the perfect moment. It does not depend on feelings. It does not rely on mood. It is a decision, a choice, a commitment. And so the truth is simple. Spray until it happens. Work until it happens. Believe until it happens. Do not let the delays discourage you. Do not let the silence make you doubt. Do not let the struggles convince you to quit. Because everything you seek, everything you dream of, everything you are working for is already on its way to you. The only question is, will you last long enough to receive it? Most people stop too soon. They give up when things get hard. They walk away when results take too long. They let doubt win. They let impatience break them. But those who persist, those who hold on, those who refuse to let go, those are the ones who see their prayers answered, their dreams fulfilled, their vision come to life. Because life does not give rewards to those who simply wish. It gives rewards to those who stay in the fight, those who endure, those who show up day after day no matter what, those who pray without ceasing, work without excuses, believe without doubt. So keep going, keep trusting, keep moving forward. You have come too far to stop now. You are closer than you think. Everything is aligning, everything is coming together, everything is unfolding exactly as it should. And one day, when you least expect it, you will look back and realize it was all worth it. Every prayer, every effort, every moment of faith, because you did not give up, because you did not break, because you had the strength to hold on until it happened.